Hello, and welcome to another 15 Minutes of Fame special feature interview. Today, our guests are a Nashville-based rock and roll band who are very much on the rise. I first came across this quartet of musicians way back in the nice snowy slopes of 2024 through what I thought was a clever social media campaign on TikTok, where they were drawing viewers through a various comedic introductory skit set of acts. I was around for the debut of their first single, Show Me What You've Got, a song I can proudly say was one of the very first featured reviews on the 15 Minutes of Fame platform. I actually wrote that review in the very first month that I started 15 Minutes of Fame back in July of 2024. Since their emergence, they've gained tens of thousands of followers on social media. They've notched more than 12,000 monthly listeners on Spotify in less than 2 years, and they've hit more than 200,000 streams of their six releases. They've played several shows and have regionally toured, including playing Charlotte, North Carolina's Lovin' Life Music Fest. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, hide your husbands, hide your wives. We've got Too Hot for Leather.
Nice.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much, John, Kevin, Ryan, and Shannon for being with us today. What's going on, everybody?
What's up,
Thank
buddy?
you for
Yeah,
having
thanks for
us.
having us.
You bet. Absolutely. It is an honor. Before we get started, I was wondering if each one of you guys wouldn't mind just kind of introducing yourselves and what instruments, what roles you have in the band, everything like that.
Well, I'm Shannon, and I am the singer, front woman, everything like that. And I provide the vibes
Rock and roll. There you go. Got the
and
vibes.
the youth. Let's be real.
She rents the she
Hey,
rents
was
the
that a shot
hey
at me, Shannon?
she rents the cabins.
It's true.
Rents the
I
cabins.
do
That's what's
book
up.
I booked the writing trips and the vacays.
It's true.
That sounds amazing.
I'm Ryan. I play a guitar and I file our taxes.
Hi, Ryan.
Oh, the CFO. What's up?
You stink.
No, I do well for booking kind of not anymore. We just actually signed with somebody, but kind of
You're
management, I
fired.
guess I'd say. But
You're fired,
mainly
Ryan.
taxes. Fired, yeah. I got fired
You
and now
got
we hired
fired as
somebody else.
manager
True.
and booking agent.
Yeah.
Fine,
So,
finally.
You
thank
got
God.
promoted to guitar player.
Yes,
This guitar player.
exactly. Exactly.
I'm John. I'm the bass player. I've been doing a lot of the social media stuff recently, and been kind of also doing the merch store stuff.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. So
That's
you're
really
kind of
good.
in charge of all the social media campaigning and everything like that.
I've been doing a lot of like the posting and editing, but like I mean, we definitely all
Put
contribute
your
for
hands in
sure.
on the creative
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Kevin. I'm the drummer, and kind of like take responsibility for like kind of production managing for like what music we're playing for shows and stuff like that. Helping to kind of get set lists off the ground, program the any sort of like electronic stuff that we need to work with on the shows and whatnot. So
Excellent. So kind of the techie guy,
yeah, like I would say John's far more techie than I am. Like if we're talking purely on tech stuff.
like audio tech though.
Yeah, I'd say probably like I guess audio. Yeah,
Yeah.
if I had to say anything, probably yeah, just audio stuff. You know,
Rock and roll. I dig it.
sir.
All right. So, as I stated before we started, I just kind of want to talk to you guys about a varying degree of questions. Some are going to be a little bit more serious than others. Some are, just going to be kind of goofy and fun. It's just kind of an opportunity to get to know the band, get to know what you guys are like. So, I figured I'd go ahead and get the most serious question out of the way at the very beginning. So, just kind of get you guys, set the tone for the interview, so to speak.
Really break the ice. Yeah.
Really, actually,
Definitely.
quite literally, you'll see
Yeah.
in just a moment. So To what degree must be surpassed for one to be officially too hot for leather? And what is that is in regards to Fahrenheit or Celsius?
You're throwing a lot of big words out here, dude.
Wow.
Dude, I'm done. I can't.
I brush up on my
All right,
philosophy
we've
for
lost
that one.
Ryan.
Hold on, Chat GPT. What is the melting point of
Leather.
I think it was just a joke, man. The whole
So you
name
guys
is.
use AI.
Don't tell anyone.
We do.
Complete AI band. We're not even real right now.
Yeah, according to our comments on Facebook, we're an AI band.
She just glitched. Oh my
Do it.
god.
Yeah, don't hold my hands up in front of the camera because it'd be 6 fingers on them. And
Kevin's plugged in.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm literally plugged in.
I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it started. Yeah, Ryan was right. It kind of started as a joke, because we started as we still do it obviously as our day job, playing on the lower Broadway circuit in Nashville, and it helps cover a lot of the bills that bands have to face in their early
Yep.
days. And it's given us it's given us kind of a financial head start in terms of being able to go on the road, produce records consistently.
Like doing the cover song set lists on Broadway. Yep.
Yeah, and it's helped us connect with people too. I mean, we see people now that they're like, "Hey, you're coming to my hometown. I'm going to come see your original show." You know what I mean? Which is super
Yeah.
cool. We can
That's awesome.
it gives us a unique ability to one-on-one with people that you can't do on social media. There's a disconnect on social media still, and that'll never go away. But like being able to one-on-one with people when they come through Nashville is
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, it kind of started as a joke because we were at a gig on it was Whiskey Row, I believe. Yeah, I think it was Whiskey Row, and we actually had a different bass player at the time, a different John. John Frisch is his name, and he was filling in with us for a bit there when Ryan, Shannon, and I first started playing together. This is before John was even a sparkle in Ryan's eye,
Why is it my eye?
What would you? I mean, if I could have said Jeff's, but I think that would have been a little weirder.
It's probably more accurate and age.
But Ryan, Shannon, and I started playing we had met in 2021, and we were just hammering the circuit, making money for the first time in a long time. I was making music, and we showed up to a gig, and we had bought ourselves like leather jackets because we were making money for the first time, and we're like, we got to get leather jackets because we're cool.
Yeah. First stop.
Yeah, and so we were all wearing them, all 4 of us, and we showed up to this morning gig. It was 11 a.m. and we had closed the next door bar the night before. So we had closed and then opened the next bar, and we got on the stage. It was in November, and we were cold because it was getting cold.
Yep.
But the sun was beating through the windows in the bar, and it was toasty, like easily 30 or 40 degrees warmer on the stage. And so we started having to take the jackets off unexpectedly, and the bass player, he got on the mic and was like, "Yeah, man, it's almost like too hot for leather up here." And
And there it is.
we were trying to figure something out, and we were just like, you know what, that works.
That's it.
And yes, it kind of started as a joke, but once we all heard people starting to say it, it's like that really rolls off the tongue,
Yeah.
surprisingly well. So it's that, and it doesn't make sense to don't fix something if it isn't broken.
Right. I wonder how many bands can say that they were sitting there agonizing, what are we going to call ourselves? What are we going to call ourselves? And then somebody one day wears a clever t-shirt or says something, and you're like, that's it. Everybody has that light bulb moment,
Except to
probably.
not overthink things.
Yeah, exactly.
Go with
I
your
think
gut.
that's
Fight
it.
it out.
You own it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's only cool if you make it cool or you say it's cool. Then it's cool.
Right. Don't force it. Don't force what your band name's going to be or anything else.
I feel like
That's awesome.
most good things happen just without, like you said, it's just like, oh, that's good enough. Let's just go with it, and we'll fix it later if we have to. And then it turns into the thing that defines you.
It becomes it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Love it. I love that. All right. So you guys have developed a bit of an audience from social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. How helpful has it been to have some access as content creators to promote your music?
Oh, it's been insane. We've been posting stuff consistently, probably for 2 years now.
Yeah,
And
almost
really,
every day.
yeah, and really, like, it's obviously it's different for each platform, but we for a while we were kind of running like Facebook ads, and it didn't really quite it got us some traction, but it really didn't do a whole lot. But now we've really kind of figured out, especially on Facebook, how to sort of cultivate an audience on there. And now we're at a point where, Ryan's been posting the show posters, and we're getting like 30 people comment on it, either being like, "Oh yeah, I'm going," or "Oh, are you coming here?" Like, and it's like that kind of direct like fan engagement is huge. And it's it's
Yeah,
it's already translated to people showing up to our shows, that aren't our friends and family. It's like people
that's
actually found
amazing.
us on social media and are coming to our shows, which is huge.
Do they
Right.
ever come up to you after like a set and talk to you and say, "Hey, I saw you guys on TikTok and here I am," or, that's awesome.
I
Oh yeah,
think
all
that
the time.
happened. I think that happened Thursday night, right, Kevin? Did someone go up to you?
Oh,
Yeah,
cute.
Yeah,
yeah,
someone came up to us and just, and then and it's great because they're offering it up themselves, not like yanking that information out of them. They literally just
Yeah,
came up as I was packing up my gear, and they came up beside. It's like, hey, I live between Columbus and Cleveland. We're gonna come to one of those shows. Um, and I was just like, that's great. It's like, yeah, we saw you on Facebook. We knew we had to come find you guys here. So they were able to sleuth and figure out that we were playing in Nashville.
that's
Um,
amazing.
so it's like, and so it is really cool because we had a period there too with the social media stuff and gigging on Broadway. We were worried about being branded as a cover band.
Hmm.
We were, and like we've taken some measures with what we do we haven't posted playing covers on social media much. And that's just because of the fact that there's a very easily accessible way to see us do that on Broadway if you want
Right.
to. You know what I mean? And like people take videos of us there and they spread it, but like we're really adamant about we want to make sure that our original music is the focus. If you find out
Absolutely.
that we do the cover stuff,
Mhm.
that's awesome. That's cool. That's another
Mhm.
angle of the fandom. But like it's it's easy to get branded as a cover band and
It really
then
is.
nobody
Yeah.
sees your original music at all. And that's we're towing the line kind of it's tricky, but so far it's worked out well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to say this earlier when, like we were talking about how you guys started out also. There are not too many musicians in Nashville who can claim that they didn't start, doing the covers, like most managers and agencies will say like, that's the first thing you need to do, like learn 40 or 50 covers and then start throwing in an original here and there, things like that. So there's definitely, that you're doing it just that you're following the method to success, just like so many musicians have before in Nashville. So
yeah,
there's like, I know that there's a stigma behind it, and people are like, oh yeah, we did that or whatever. It's because everybody knows that it's tolling, but there's nothing wrong with it, and you're
yeah.
still getting your name out there. You're, exposing yourselves. Sorry about
No,
in
you're
the
good.
right manner
Yeah.
of
Yeah, right.
doing things. So yeah,
It's writing a story, and everyone's got a story, and they all do.
exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's the story that Hootie and the Blowfish played, bar circuits for 7 years, before they ever released their debut record. Like they were playing bars
Yep.
for 7 years before they ever hit it big, And so it's like, yeah, there's no one direct path for any
Yeah.
of that.
Not only that, but it also comes full circle too. I just watched a video on YouTube where Darius Rucker, it was playing like a solo set at Nashville Airport just
Did.
by himself like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was
So,
literally right
like
before the holidays. That was so funny.
these are Grammy Award winning artists and they're back to it. So it's crazy.
Awesome.
All right, let's see. Okay, you all spend a lot of time together and you all take part in some of the behind the scenes aspects of the band. So I think Ryan actually kind of answered part of this. But I wanted to ask, so are you otherwise self-managed or up until recently, I guess you were?
So, um, we're still self-managed right now, but we hired a booking agent right now. So
Got it.
it's going to take that load off of me to to go for book shows because our first tour that we have, the superhero, I would say it's our first leg of it. That's one tour that I booked all the shows. So it would be nice to have somebody else that is familiar with other markets to help us get in that
Mhm.
market.
Got you.
But so it's nice to have that. But from the managing side, I mean, I don't manage all of us. I keep things like in mind, I guess. And it is a lot of work, but when you're starting out, and
It is,
you,
yeah,
you
it's
don't have
nothing
a
but
lot of
work.
money. Yeah, and
Right.
and I trust me, I wish I can take all the things that I have to do and just say, dude, this is your fucking problem now. It's not mine anymore. But
Yeah.
it's just all part of the process. But managing is, I've been managing for my bands that I've been in since like 17. So
So
it's
you
fun.
know your way around a little bit to some degree. You know your way around
I
kind of
do,
that
and I'm
aspect
still
of it.
learning too.
Sure.
Like even in my 50s, I may think I have it all down, but each year, you're gonna learn something new. You know,
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
I like
So that was kind of actually something to like that I wanted to kind of elaborate on. So as far as like the managing stuff, you did, it sounds like a lot of the booking aspects and everything.
Yeah.
But everybody else, did you all also have separate roles? And I guess we also kind of addressed that at the beginning too. Like John does social media stuff. Shannon will book places for you guys to stay at while you're doing like songwriting retreats, and Kevin does a lot of the audio stuff. As far as the overall management of the band, do you guys have like additional things that you do, or what would you say? Where does the responsibility fall, I guess, for that?
I think for Kevin, I guess he's in touch with producer studios, and he sets up, I guess, input list. I would say, kind of like what we need for
Mhm.
shows. Um, and I mean, for like me, I would do our taxes. I would do the booking. I do the accounting sometimes, like not sometimes. I look at our numbers and say, hey, we can
Mhm.
spend this or we shouldn't spend this. And I'd say it's kind of what I do for John's like social media.
Mhm.
I'd
Yeah.
say
And
kind of
I'd say like for
along
most of
those
this,
lines.
it's still like a group effort, but it's just like each
Yeah.
have individual like kind of point of contact responsibilities.
Right.
I mean, it's like
So
everyone's
I guess
pretty.
beyond, so kind of what you're saying is you might handle social media, but it's still like a group meeting, like this is
Absolutely.
what
Yes.
Yeah.
we need to
Yep.
do.
Yeah.
Got you.
He like
Yeah.
he's a coordinator. Like he like sets up
Right.
the stuff, like comes all together, and then we get together and help fill in any gaps or elevated, like whatever we need to do. Obviously, it's like it's the same thing with like the audio the stuff. So when we do like demo production, like we usually get together, and rehearse at Ryan's house and like rehearse live there, and then we'll go to my studio room and then just like put down actual tracks there,
Hmm.
and then we'll just like kind of let it all just flow through that system. So we have it like as streamlined as possible, right? And so that way is when a producer gets in touch, yeah, because they say like one point of contact at all times,
Hmm.
right? But for the different aspects of the band, I think it's okay that we have different one points of contact,
Sure.
because like if one of us was trying to coordinate with all that and then we're trying to funnel it through that person, then funnel it out, it would be chaos. But it's like if a producer gets in touch and needs stuff, they come through me. If the social media people or marketing stuff need stuff, they go through John. The promotional booking, they go through Ron. You know what I mean? So it's like it all gets funneled somehow at different access points for the band. That's all it is.
Totally.
Like we're
That
coordinating.
is awesome.
Yeah.
I
And
love that. Like it, so it's kind of a management by committee, but you guys each kind of tackle and make sure every different aspect is
yeah.
functioning properly.
And if you need money, you just message Shannon, and she'll pay you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Give you
Right.
everything in my bank account right now.
yeah.
Thank you.
So she is the keeper of the finances.
Go buy yourself a coffee.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, and let's see. All right, so we're going to talk about 2025 a little bit here. So you guys had a pretty phenomenal year in 2025. You recorded an EP.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
You toured, and that included that really cool. I think was it like a battle of the bands that you won to get the spot for Love and Life Music Festival, or there was some type of thing that you won, right?
Yeah. No, you
A
got it.
competition.
Yeah, that's
What
it.
it
You
was. It
nailed
was
it.
a Battle of the Bands competition, and we showed up.
It's a long day.
Did not think at all that we were going to be the pick at that night, because there was another really great band on there that had a lot of really like a lot of fans and friends and family in the audience, and I think it was supposed to be like a crowd kind of thing, and then they said our name, and we were like,
What?
We were all four like, what the fuck?
We-
we were all very confused.
did they just say what we think we said? So that was really cool. And then yeah, the fact that it led us to being able to perform on the music festival stage was
That was really
a
cool.
rad experience for all of us, I think.
Yeah, that was really cool. I watched a couple of videos online of you guys playing, and I was just like, that is awesome. Look at that stage. You guys look like you belong there. It was so cool.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah. So
And then
but yeah. Um, so when you look back on 20, let me finish my question before I started fangirling immediately. So pardon me. When you look back on 2025, how does it feel to kind of have that year under your belt? Do you feel like that was like a motivational thing? Did it give you some momentum from to where you are today? Absolutely. I'm seeing a lot of head
Just
nodding.
yeah.
I mean, I think I
just
can
a
like,
straight shoot for 2026 just makes it all right. Keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can speak for like, I think I can speak for everybody because like that particular period of time was a little turbulent with some of our work back in Nashville. There was a quite a bit of uncertainty for a moment there, and
Oh,
it's
that's right.
all gone under the bridge pretty much. It's all water under the bridge, and we're good now. But it's like the week that we were driving out there for that Battle of the Bands thing, there was like a moment, and I won't go into super boring detail, but like a moment where we were worried that we were like our flow of income was basically just going to dry up.
Mhm.
Um, and we were all kind of like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Um, and like I said, all ended up turning out fine. But going out that week while we were back home and everything was way up in the air and super frustrating and kind of bitter and just like, what's going on? And then we go out there and that happens.
Yeah.
I think that's like a perfect just picture of how this business works. There is no like, hey, everything's great, everything's going up, steady growth. It's like you'll be experiencing your highest high and your lowest low at the same time,
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
It's volatile. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And
And
but you guys, the cool thing about that is I think from a viewer aspect, I can confirm that all of that goes away when you guys take the stage. You don't see those frustrations. Everybody might be feeling them, but you guys look like you belong there. Everything is so fluid and connected when you perform, and you guys have such a great cohesive energy when you play. It's not evident the frustrations, though everybody feels them. Like it's not evident when you guys take the stage. It's
Well,
pretty special.
that is one thing that I mean, we're trying to separate the cover and the original part of the band, but at the same time, like we've played who knows how many shows at this point, like
I don't want
Yeah.
to know.
maybe even 1,000 shows together. Like,
yeah,
so, we have whenever we get on stage, like we all played with each other so much, it's like second nature at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
So it just feels natural. That's cool. I dig that.
And even
Um,
when there's nights where we're all like super tired too, and I can see it in all of us, but like once we just start that like first song, it's like a click. It's like, okay, we're
Get
here,
in.
and then at the end of each gig, it's like, okay, that was fun. Like,
Yeah.
even though I'm super tired, it's like now I feel good,
Yeah.
it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Especially like
that's really special to kind of think about too. So like at the end of every show, you guys are still like, man, I love this,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just not Broadway, but outside of Broadway, yeah. Like when we've had a few for cool shows last year. It's like, even though it's like a long day, it's like, fuck, I'm tired. It's like, okay, but once we start, it's like, hey, guys, like that was a good damn show. Like,
yeah.
fuck yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome. And I'm like, this is why I keep doing this. So
I think we're all like kind of psychotic to a degree where it's just like, look, man, this is what we do. Like this is it. Come hell or high water. You know what I mean? Like, and I think you kind of have to be that way.
Sure.
You kind of have to be a little psychotic when you're a musician because it's like it's a silly career. You're making music for a living and you're trying to sell that. And it's like it doesn't inherently have. We don't sell cars. We don't, pump gas. We don't refine oil. We don't represent people in court. We're just providing emotional context to people's lives. You kind of have to be
Right.
psychotic to do that for a living.
Yeah.
So just knowing that we've all found three other psychotic people that are like us and don't make us feel alien.
Like-minded psychos.
Yeah, I think that's like we can tell anybody anything. It's like whatever line of work you're in, find your psychos and like don't let go of them, because then you'll actually do things with your
Yeah.
life. You'll actually do good things.
I dig that. That's awesome. So, you guys kind of touched on your cohesiveness and how you guys gel as a band, performing live shows. I wanted to ask you, as far as like the original material goes, how does that translate in songwriting? Is it a by committee thing, or are there people that kind of step up as far as like the composition or the lyrics go, things like that?
Feel like it's kind of all encompassing. It changes per song. Like sometimes somebody will bring in a song that's like pretty much fully worked out and fleshed out, and we just have to make a sort of demo for it with the rest of the band coming on and like finishing it up, kind of polishing it.
Hmm.
And then sometimes we'll come in and we'll just be like, hey, I have this one idea, I have this one riff, I have this one line, this hook, this melody, and then we'll build an entire song around it as we sit there in the room. So
That is
and then other
awesome.
times we'll, sit down with the idea, hey, we're gonna do something, we're gonna write something right now. Um, and those are the times, especially when like we'll book cabins
The
and we'll go
retreats.
do writing retreats out in like Gatlinburg and Sevierville and just kind of get away, seclude ourselves with just each other for like a few days or a week or so and see what we've got like stored up in the drafts in our notes and things like that. See what creativity happens, and therefore I feel like it kind of is definitely an all four-person process on pretty much every single one.
I love that. That's really cool. So it's like, not one person feels the responsibility of, creating. That's
Yeah,
great.
it's a combined effort for sure. We want to make sure everybody feels like represented in our sound and like identifies with it, especially if like that's the music we're going to be playing. Like all four of us should be feeling that way when writing it, when playing it, everything.
Absolutely. I love that. All right, so there is an unspoken tradition that exists amongst bands that has existed for generations even, and that is the hazing of the bass player. You guys have found a very humorous approach to it through social media. John, why do you think bass players get so much hate?
Mainly because we deserve it, I think.
That was my follow-up question. And do you deserve it?
No, I mean it's just one of those things where it's, we've it just kind of fits into our style of humor. I mean, and to be fair, I just want to point out in the name of equity that, drummers get a lot of hate too, and I feel like that should also be said. Most of the bass player jokes you can just swap
Pulling
out
you in,
drummer and they
Kevin.
work perfectly. So,
Yeah, but but what jokes are we making? We're making the bass player jokes. So
yeah, hey, well,
still.
for now, hey,
I
I'm the one doing the social media. We'll see how that goes.
I think that started. Well, it didn't start like we're a rock band, or of course Like,
Yeah, it was that
we
video.
do
They were
this.
like, I'm in a rock band. Of course I do this. Of course I do that. I'm
Yeah.
this in a rock band. Of course I do that. And then John was like,
And
I'm
then
the bass player. And you're like, shut
it
up.
cuts off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
I
that
think
those were
that's
the
where it
first
all.
ones I remembered. It would be like, I'm John and I play the bass. Cut.
How it should be.
Or just we were walking down the
I'm
street. I
John, and
remember
I play the.
you're walking down the
Yeah.
street, and just,
Not
Ryan, I think Ryan just literally off camera was like, "Shut the fuck up, John."
Yeah, that too. And if I remember, there was another one where you guys were like showing yourselves in different rooms, and then like he was in like a Harry Potter broom closet at one point under the stairs.
Oh, you mean his
Wasn't there
apartment?
one? No, I think there was one too where we made a plate and we spelled out "fuck you" on it with an egg on it, and we handed it to a John,
Yep.
mustard.
because it was I don't know what the skit was, but he was
I think
The
that was
younger
when you're
bass player.
feeding me in your
Yeah.
bedroom. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it was.
that's
Yeah.
right.
That was so
It's
funny.
just stupid
Wow.
shit like that. It's just funny, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, to make
it's
social
just-
media
it's
fun.
all great. Like you guys come up with the great ideas. Like I love the bit that you did with like, showing our bass player or showing our guitar player how to like take a shower or like what the different things that you go through, like showing our lead singer a clock, so she's on time and stuff. And like
The
I don't know.
is it the affirmations, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Those are
think
my
so.
favorites.
Yeah.
Those were like, I think that the first one I did really popped off on Facebook, and it's funny. Yeah, like
Yeah,
it's
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 fun.
it's
it's
super funny.
it's all in good fun, and I think it kind of further accents how close you guys are as a band, and I love it. I think it's great. I giggle every time I see him. So
Yay.
let's see. All right, so we talked a little bit about 2025. I want to get in now about 2026. You guys have some pretty cool stuff coming up. In a couple of weeks, it looks like you're going to be embarking on the superhero tour. It looks like that starts January 21st in Louisville, and you're making your way through 6 states in 2 weeks. So, what can you tell us about the tour, and where can we get our tickets?
On our website.
Oh, actually, so for technically the tour starts at NAMM on the 20th.
Oh, okay.
I think you have an old flyer because we updated our tour because we had to move some things around. So Louisville at the Foxton is January 22nd.
Excellent. Okay, great.
So, but
I'll
yeah,
make sure to
it's
post that too. Like it's going to be
yeah.
right here on the screen. So.
Hell yeah, cool. So yeah, we start in Louisville, we end in Birmingham, just doing one big old circle, and we're hitting Louisville to Columbus to Cincinnati to Cleveland, then to Charlotte, North Carolina, then we're hitting the Villages, Florida, then Atlanta, and then Birmingham, and then that's it
That's
for that first
awesome.
for that first leg. And if you want to go see our schedule, head over to our website at www.toohotforleather.com, and we got all of our ticket info and stuff on our website.
Fantastic. Are there any bands that you can talk about who are going to be like in support of these shows playing with you guys or whatnot, or do you know?
I do know. I know Louisville, the opener's Chainsaw Charlie, which I think is a great name.
That's a great one.
That is a great name.
Columbus Autumn Rust. In that group, I went to school with one of the players. So his
Awesome.
whole for group's good. Cleveland's got Burning River, and correct me if I'm saying this wrong. Is it Sabon? Sabon, Sabon.
They can if you're seeing this, guys, and we pronounce it wrong, please
I'm
let
sorry.
us know.
I apologize.
You can
don't wanna
actually
get it wrong.
message John and bully him down.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Hey, I'm used to dealing with social media haters. Let's go, bring it on.
Bring it.
Atlanta, there's one group I really like, Vices of Vices of
Vanity.
Vanity.
Yeah,
They're
that's what I
great.
was gonna
They're
say.
great.
We've
They're a
played with them
three-piece.
before.
They're awesome.
Awesome.
They're fun.
And Charlotte, the Groove Skeleton in Charlotte.
The Groove Skeleton. I like that.
Yeah, I
Like
They're
could.
the
new,
Yeah.
right?
Edward and then Edward Crowther, right?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, we got him
Yeah,
too.
good
And
guy.
then Alabama, in Birmingham, we got Kid Sly and the Painful Reminders
The
in
Painful
Birmingham.
Reminders. This is like a clinic
Yeah,
on great names for rock bands. This
Right?
is
dude,
awesome.
this is all for based off my
Off
up
your
in here. So
noggin. That's
hopefully,
also impressive.
because I've been emailing for these guys for like 4 months now. So it's
Yeah.
just like, hopefully I said your guys' names right. And if I don't, blame Kevin. So
Yeah.
We do make fun of the
if I
drummer.
know,
I love it. I
if I
love
know.
it. I love it.
I just hit shit, man.
All right. So and again, I'll make sure that we post, the Too Hot for Leather website. It's going to be viewable right here. So if anybody is watching, make sure you check out the website and you can view ticket information if you're near or around any of these wonderful venues to watch this show. In addition to the tour, can we be expecting any new music in 2026 from you
No.
guys?
No, we're actually retiring.
That's it. This is it.
the
This is the
farewell
farewell tour.
This is our first tour, and it's our farewell tour.
Giant grand farewell.
Last chance. Buy your tickets now.
We made a bunch
Well
of
done.
music, but only we get to hear it. So
Yeah.
I love that.
No,
yeah, we've
definitely.
got we went to we were in Louisiana back in March. We did we followed the approach that we had been following with our songwriting, where we left Nashville. We got out of town, just because it's a little easier to kind of figure out what you want to say when you're not surrounded by chores and
Yeah.
daily responsibilities. And I mean, that's kind of how they did it in the golden age, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's why you got such great material, was because you're able to focus on it and live in. I think you have to be allowed to live with your head in the clouds for a little bit, because when you're back in town and you're working, you are fully grounded.
Yeah.
When you're doing business stuff and you're emailing people and you're doing finances and you're getting mixes back and all this stuff. But when you're recording and songwriting, you have to live like an artist, and you have to kind of not live in the real world. Or
Right.
else you won't produce things that are magical. You'll produce things that are banal and boring, but yeah, we went to a studio in Louisiana that was in a very small town, and it's where Kansas actually recorded Leftoverture, which is like Carry On Wayward Son. They recorded Point of No Return, Dust in the Wind, and like their most known songs were
Yeah.
mostly tracked at that studio, and it was like exactly the same layout as it was in the 70s. Marilyn Manson's been there. Stevie Wonder tracked Secret
Wow.
Life of Plants there. Supposedly drove his car around the grounds. That's what they tell us. Don't take that how you will. But no, that's a story we heard. But yeah, we stayed there for a week, and we like just lived kind of like almost like nomads, or like hermits in this old.
Lived in luxury.
Yeah, that was a bonding experience.
Yeah.
Shannon will tell you all about the beautiful mansion that we stayed in.
I didn't book this one.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, that wasn't my fault.
Okay.
I
My
always
mistake.
make sure there's a hot tub, okay?
I blame
There
that.
was a hot-
There was
there
a
was a
hot
hot
tub,
tub.
to be fair.
Working?
I don't know.
It was.
No, I wasn't gonna get in it. There's no fucking way.
We didn't check what color the water. We didn't check what color the water
No,
was.
for Kevin didn't even have a fucking window. It was just a curtain.
It was, yeah. It was it was like the studio was built in the 70s, and there was a house on the property that was there for people to live in. Like, it was a residential studio, and it was like historical. It must have been built in the 20s or 30s, and it was like an old plantation, or like woods. I don't know if it's plantation. I wouldn't call it that, but like just in the woods, country home, and built on cinder blocks off the ground for flooding, so it wouldn't get flooded. But yeah, windows were missing, glass, curtains were shredded. There were spiders all over the
Oh my-
place.
Oh yeah.
And we don't think the house was really lived in for a couple
And
years.
cockroaches too.
And cockroaches.
Oh wow.
We don't think that house was lived in for a couple of years. It was kind of like in transition, and so they hadn't had a ton of business there over that period of time, like in terms of staying there. So I think we were like kind of the first ones, one of the first ones to do that in a long time. And I think
Yeah.
like, and it just showed, you know, it was just like it just showed its age. It was very much like we had to kind of like take we had to shoulder the load. We each cooked dinner one night of the week, you know, that kind of thing. Like we all had responsibility for, okay, we're all sitting down and having family dinner at the end of the day, kind of regroup, talk about what we want to do the next day. How was today? How are we feeling? Our producer was very big on like, hey, let's sit down and talk and let's like talk about how the day went and let's talk about do we like how we went about today? Do we want to change anything tomorrow? Do we like the sound we're getting? You know? And so
Mhm.
it's like I think every musicians need to be allowed that if they're going to produce quality material. Like the recording at home thing is fine. It works. People do it. Um, but just on our end personally, especially if you're a band and you're playing together, if you're not a solo artist that's just doing produced pop tracks, you got to get somewhere, you got to live somewhere together for a while, and you got to have a space where you can play together, which is what we did. We tracked live, we played together
Yeah,
in a room live,
that's awesome.
So
Yeah, I guess I was gonna kind of like ask about that and everything. So looking at the back of the EP here, it looks like Ryan, you had a hand in producing the EP. And I was gonna ask you guys like as far as that's you. Oh wait, no, that was a different Ryan.
there's too
Okay,
many Ryan. There's
that's
too
my
many
bad.
Ryans in the
Many
world, dude.
Ryans,
I'm
too many
Yeah,
like,
too
I'm
many.
Johns.
like,
I
damn,
just
I
saw
did
Ryan and I was
good.
like, so
Like,
so
wow,
maybe
Yeah.
not.
Ryan.
All right. But
Pulled that
I
on us,
was
dude.
gonna ask like when you guys record, do you mainly do demo work like I guess at your house and then when you have a general idea, then you just get away from everything, separate from the management side, the business, the stresses, the everyday of the band, and you just kind of, like you said, go away and be an artist and just like exclusively focus on the recording process. That's pretty cool. How much would you say as far as like demo work is done? Like, is it pretty polished by the time you get to the studio, or are you figuring
It's
some stuff out while you're there too?
it's just like the record.
Yeah, it kind of depends. Like, the first EP we did, it was very much like the demos were all gridded out and mapped out and parts pretty much organized before we went in the studio. We took a different approach. We took a very
Mhm.
modern Nashville kind of, or LA, Nashville, whatever
Yeah.
city you want to attribute it to. But very much like, the drums go in on their own, drums are tracked in 2 days, and then they're edited and they're comped and they're put down and committed. And then the bass gets recorded on top of that, and then the guitars get comped and all that. And it's all to basically
Yep.
to the note. There wasn't much wiggle room in the studio, over the time of that. Whereas this time around, we decided to take a different approach where it's like we'll write the songs, we'll get them to a point where it's like, hey, the song is being communicated in the demo. And if there's any hooks, if there's any musical melodies that we want to have in there, we put them in there and we say, hey, this is what we think that is going to be. And then we get in the studio and it's like, that's why we traveled and we lived there for a week is like, okay, we have full carte blanche of the studio for a week. If we need to make changes, we got time to do it and we have time to experiment. Because part of like the tough thing with the first EP was like, we don't know what it's going to be like to play these live because we never have. Like the first time we
Yeah.
played them live was like at our first show. We didn't ever have practice playing them live before we recorded them. Basically, none of it was really live. So we wanted to just take this approach and see what we could get out of it, and it was our first time doing it. So we may have made some mistakes or we made some like, hey, next time we do this, let's adjust and let's find a way to refine that process. But it was really cool. And correct me if I'm saying anything's out of order, but it's like, it was really cool feeling like we had this like possession over the performance of the music too. and like it's really us on that record. And so it's like it's a chance for us to really see what we got too, you know what I mean? In a lot of ways, like let's see where we are. Um, because it's really us playing live, together and
Yeah.
vibing. Like here's our vibe, yeah. I don't know. It's like, sorry, not to keep yapping, but like just a
No.
quick little soapbox moment so you can have it on tape. Being able to travel to a studio like that shouldn't be considered a luxury for musicians. It should be considered a necessary part of the process. And whether that
Mhm.
means that's just what you budget for and bands just have to like budget for it, or there needs to be an infrastructure in place like there was at one time in a lot of ways. That is not that shouldn't be a luxury. Like that's one
Yeah.
thing we learned. It's like, no, that's kind of necessary to get good music produced. If you want music to keep being good, you kind of have to allow for that in the
Yeah.
process, Yeah.
Absolutely. I think, I think the result speaks for itself. I love the record. And the production quality is very much there. Uh, and I think that there's a lot that can be said for that because you're right. So many people have DAWs and, like can do everything they want to do from a laptop, but that doesn't necessarily, make it quality. And, I think the most important part of that could be, like letting somebody else take a stab at something, instead of producing everything yourself and saying like, oh, in my head, this all sounds good, when, like the outside opinion might be a little bit different or say, oh, I would have done this and maybe it would have been better, like having somebody else take a shot at your music. I think that's worked out very well for you guys. Like it sounds really good.
Now,
Do
having
you,
having a producer in the room, no matter who the producer is, it's like having somebody as a tiebreaker to
yeah,
where it's like the four of us hit a brick wall and it's like, man, did we get a good enough take? Can we do better? I really think we should just do it again. But then the producer gets on, it's like, nope, don't do it. It's you'll get diminished returns. Or it's like, man, that was really cool. And then he gets on, it's like, hey, you can do better, or we
or
can we
try it
can
this way
improve
or
we can
yeah,
improve this, try this. They're just having someone in there that's watching as a bird's eye,
yeah.
because like, yeah, we were considering producing ourselves this past record, and I think we all came to agreements like, man, no, like let's have a fifth person in there with us,
I
bite the
dig
bullet,
that.
make it
That's
happen,
awesome.
you know.
Yeah. All right. So last year you guys also released a very, like, speaking on production value and everything, a very high quality music video for your single My Dearest Darkest. Can we expect anything like any new music media in 2026, or are you guys not really looking at that yet?
They
We
have
are
some things
releasing,
in store.
I think we're announcing something on Monday,
Oh shit.
January 5th.
Damn.
That's in 2 days, people.
That's in
In
2 days.
Stay tuned. That's awesome. I'm really pumped. Can't wait to wake up on Monday and see what you got for us. So that's pretty cool. And then so I guess last little bit here before I let you guys go. I want to give you all each or collectively an opportunity to shout anything else out that you guys maybe want to talk about that's upcoming for Too Hot for Leather, and just kind of like I want to give the floor to you, so to speak, and promote yourselves. Tell me about you.
Um, Honestly, the only thing that comes, the biggest thing you can do right now to support, artists like this is come see us live and buy our CD. I know streaming is out there, but if you do the math, just buying a band's CD is probably hundreds of times more than you'd ever contribute by streaming their music because just how the way it is. So that's
Yeah,
that's my
If you
that's
think
my
about it
soapbox.
this way, I saw when Spotify Wrapped came out this year that the number one top listener for Taylor Swift made her $12. That's it.
Jesus Christ.
So however many streams that person had to listen to Taylor Swift, however many hundreds of thousands of times, apparently, probably, Taylor Swift got $12 from that one person.
That's
So
crazy.
double down on what John just said. Support your local and the musicians you like local and non-local, by buying physical media and merch and things like that, like directly from your bands. That's the quickest way you're going to support smaller independent bands and musicians.
Yeah, I
Wow,
mean, I like,
Shannon with the insane statistic there. That is
I
crazy.
saw that and I was like, wow.
yeah,
That's crazy. Wow.
the
Yeah. So double down on that. What John said. Buy the record, people. Buy
yeah.
it.
Everyone do it.
I was like thinking about it on the way into the interview too. Like it just crossed my mind, like to bounce off what Shannon was saying. Like streaming is, don't stop listening to music. If you're streaming, like do it. You know what I mean? Like have it in your life. Like have the music
Right.
playing all the time. Um, but like, just like hopefully like a lead by example thing. Like I went through the last couple weeks like doing some finances on my own for this year, and I found like 4 or 5 subscriptions that I had for things that I just don't use, and I canceled them. And that freed up
Mhm.
like $70 a month out of my pocket because I was just throwing money into the abyss. And I decided I made a
It's
conscious
almost a
effort
thousand
that
dollars a year.
yeah, and I decided to make a conscious effort, like, and it's an incremental thing, but it's like I'm gonna take that $70 each month, and that allows me to buy like 1 or 2, maybe 3, depending on what I do that month, but like a piece of physical merchandise media from an artist every
Yeah.
month. And if everyone did that kind of thing where it's just like it's not even like dipping into your savings or your 401k. It's like no, like keep moving forward. But if you have something you're just throwing money away at something that you don't even use, it's something you can do. You just take that money and find an artist that you really like and buy a hat, buy a CD, buy one record and just start small. $30 a month that you were already dumping into like nothing, but it can actually go somewhere. If you're going to be spending the money, have it go somewhere, or support a small business. Like find a small business in your community that makes soap, or a farmer's market, where you can buy meat right off of the butcher block, but if you give away that subscription that you're throwing into the abyss to someone who doesn't need that money, you can give it to somebody who actually does, and you can actually make the world a place that you want to live in.
Yep. Not only do I love that, that is like my mantra. I love that you guys are making a point to say this because I 100% agree with you. Like, I think it's absolutely the best way. I've had the fortune of working with so many independent artists, more than 200 independent artists. So, in nearly 2 years that I've been doing 15 Minutes of Fame, and I hear this resonating theme coming from most every single one. Like there's never an outcry like, oh, go stream my music on Spotify. There's never an outcry of like, oh, go do this or go do that. Like it's always like support artists by going to see their shows, by going to their websites, buying their music, buying their physical media, buying t-shirts, things like that. So thank you so much for saying that. I couldn't agree more. I think that's the most important thing that we can do to help artists like yourselves out.
I
And to be
saw,
clear, we're not just saying it for us, we're saying for
Everybody.
yeah.
Absolutely.
whoever it is,
Yes.
do it.
I saw a really, really good quote lately that was like, in order to have, everybody talks about having a village, you want a village of people around you, but in order to have a village, you have to be a villager. You have to show up for people, you have to show up for things, you have to be what you want. So if
That's
you want
freaking
like
chef's
that kind
kiss
of
right
support
there.
in your life, be supportive for the people around you in whatever
Yep.
ways that means.
Pay it forward. Yeah,
Hmm.
there's this and I know it's not this isn't a novelty or anything, but in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was this really great movie that came out starring Haley Joel Osment
I
called Pay
literally
It
just said
Forward.
great movie. That's a
It,
great movie. I love
yeah,
that movie.
yeah, absolutely. But it's that same very simple very low budget concept. Just, when something nice comes, it's all about karma, and just doing right, and being a stoic. Just when you receive good, you pay it forward. You give good back into the universe. And I think that you guys have exhibited, a stewardship to what you do, and the art industry that has been under attack since the very first musician plucked the very first chord. Like there's always going to be, like the moment that somebody writes a great song, that like the person in the audience that hears it, there's going to be that business head that's like, how can I take my cut from that pie, and like this is unfortunately mutated into AI and Spotify and all of these different avenues. Like even as an artist, I know that you're probably very well aware as an independent artist that it's pretty tolling to even produce merchandise for fans to buy. Like it's there's it's like a feeding frenzy. Like if you want to be an independent musician, you basically kind of have to jump into a tank of piranhas and hope that you make it to the other side just long enough to be like, here is my product, here's
Buy my shirt.
our shows and everything. And maybe that was a little bit about what Kevin was kind of alluding to earlier when you guys were talking about like the frustrations right before you played the show in Charlotte and stuff. But yeah, I love that you said what you said. I couldn't agree more. This is Too Hot for Leather coming right at you saying support your local independent artists. I love it. Yeah. So thank you for saying that.
Shout out shout out friends of ours, like the bands like Skylines and Satellites, Hayden Helms. They've got music coming out this year too. They're in production on stuff. So like that's the perfect time to go and see what kind of stuff you can get from them. Just to shout out a couple of our good friends here in town that are doing awesome stuff. Like
Rock and roll.
get them like let's get this going.
Build
So,
your village.
Yes,
Yeah.
build it, build it.
I'll put their stuff right here. What's their names again, Kevin?
Skylines and Satellites, and then Hayden Helms.
Skylines and Satellites and Hayden Helms. Bam.
Boom.
Fantastic
We'll have
bands
it
and people.
posted here as well too.
Yeah.
And also, I'm gonna shout out Too Hot for Leather. If you are near where they're playing, go to a show. If you have an opportunity to go to their website, um, you know, like Kevin said, don't choose between your next meal and buying an album. But if you've got it in you, make sure you go pick up a Too Hot for Leather CD and support this band. They're excellent. Thank you guys so much. I want to thank every single one of you for taking the time today to sit down and talk with me. This has been a very wonderful conversation. I've loved getting to know each and every one of you.
Likewise.
This was fun, man.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
It's a good time.
Thank you so much
Absolutely.
for having us.
Yeah, thank you
You
for
are
supporting
most
us
certainly
for like
welcome.
day one too,
No,
man. That's
literally,
awesome.
Yeah, you've been
That's
so
so
great
cool.
for
Yeah.
us the whole
Well,
time. Thank you.
I picked up, you're the vibe master, Shannon. I picked up on the vibes right away and, totally
What
dug
can I
it.
say?
But I'm gonna be unlike everybody else. I'm also gonna say thank you, John. I've been a bass player myself, and I know what it's like, man. So
Oh,
Oh,
now this
no.
is
Right.
ruined.
Don't fucking encourage him, dude. Come on.
Bias comes
This
out
is
now.
this is horseshit.
See what I'm dealing with here?
all right, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. This was another very awesome special feature for 15 Minutes of Fame. So excited that Too Hot for Leather got to sit down with us. Thank you guys for watching. Go check them out. And you know what to do. Go press play.